Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome into episode number 7, featuring our guest, Kwesi. How are you doing, my man?
Doing great.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me. Yeah.
Of course.
Happy to be here.
Had to have you on the podcast. Cash in the house as well. How you feeling?
Yo, what's good, everybody? Glad to be here. Got my man's OJ back on the boards. We in it.
What's happening?
Shouts out,
Let's
OJ.
go. Yep. We got a live studio audience as well. Welcome in. How are you?
My lovely wife in the building. Ariel's in the building. You already know.
Love it. So I love the variety of the live studio guests that we get. You know, sometimes you get homies, sometimes you get significant others, etc. And it's always good to have that vibe, as well as the chat as well. What's up, Twitch? What's up, YouTube? How we feeling? Glad everybody could stop in today. It's going to be a fun episode because we have an assistant director, my man, Kwesi, in the house. So let's just start from the origin story.
Yeah.
Where are you from? How'd you get in the industry? And how did you end up doing assistant directing?
Oh my God. We could go for days, but my name's Kwesi, from Bay Area, Daly City specifically. Got into this. I'd actually studied film, so I went the quote unquote traditional route. I went to San Francisco State, got my degree there in cinema with a documentary emphasis. And while I was in school, I was always working full time in like retail, and a lot of people know me from my days at Black Scale. So I was always in the city. And from there was like, all right, do I still just keep working to get this check or whatever? Like, do I actually jump into what I studied for? And I just made the decision and moved to LA and try and just hit the ground running as best as I could. And just knew like from there I would have to network my ass off, and eventually I'd land on some sets. I really only knew a handful of people in production when I was heading to LA. So I just saved up as much money as I could, like whatever couple thousands I had. I was living in the living room of my uncle's apartment, and then had a little bed to the side there while I just figured it out, just grinded it out. Yoni, who you guys had on a couple episodes ago, he was my first contact that got me a job.
How did you meet Yoni?
Man, me and Yoni, I think we just had similar homies for a minute, maybe following each other on social media, but we met at a party. It was a party in like, I forget what, maybe it was their old studio back in the day. I forget what they used to call it, but
Like
we met there.
back,
Yeah, like wait, this is probably 2016, maybe even 2015. We just always kept in touch, as we all know, Yoni, we've all seen Yoni's journey and stuff, and just keeping up with him as I was a film student was just like, oh, okay, this is somebody who's like actively doing it, or at least making some type of waves in that scene. And just always kept tabs on each other. And like I'm a positive dude. I was shouting him out all the time, like, man, love seeing you do what you're doing. Like eventually I'll get in there with you eventually. But yeah, when I finally decided to make that jump, I was like, whatever you got, just let me know. Like, I'll do anything. Like, I don't care. I'll get coffees. I'll fucking carry your equipment. Like, I don't care. As long as I'm there and can soak it all in and just learn. I'm just forever a student. So,
Yeah.
First job with him, we went to Arizona to do a docu-series, or it was kind of like a play on the Kardashians for this one dude out there. Had a little bit of money in his pocket, got this production company that Yoni was signed with at the time. We went out there and I was camera operating. Had I ever worked with a Blackmagic camera in my life? Never. Like I've never done it. And there I am with an easy rig, like trying to make it work. It was just me and Yoni operating with this one director, Santiago, too. Learned a lot from that guy, but it was definitely like falling flat on my face. It was the best way I could learn. So it was just like making that dive and making it happen.
Were you always that type of learner though, where you just kind of full send into something no matter what it was, or was it different once you wanted to get into the film industry?
Yeah, I was always a monkey see, monkey do type of learner. I think that's also why I got into like visual arts. I was never the like book smart guy. I was always more of the street smarts. But that was like growing up with my father. He was in New York. First time I ever went out there, I was like 4 years old. And this dude was the first person like I ever saw like make your life a career. Like it was just his interests and whatever he was into, and making sure you keep business relationships. Like here we were like going from some shady apartment like somewhere in the Bronx, and then we're jumping onto the train, and then he has a meeting with somebody at Madison Square Garden, and then we're like eating lunch there. And I'm just taking it all in as a kid. Like what does this mean? How does this work as a job? Like I didn't even know what he did. I mean, I shouldn't have known what he was doing at that time. But yeah, we could. I'm not gonna say anything for the government. But yeah, like everything that was going on with him was how I learned how to nurture business relationships and like make just genuine connections also work for you. Because it can't just be about like, oh, I know this person, they could get me something. There's got to be something wholesome there as well. You know,
Definitely.
like a genuine connection. So
I definitely think so. I mean, because like all the relationships that have really flourished for me, and I know for the junkies and stuff, has been those genuine relationships and saying, hey, not gonna really count all like little small things and like what's in it for me sort of thing. Just say, just do it out of love, and
Yeah.
it would just blossom.
yeah, exactly. Something good is going to come from it
Yeah.
if you go in with good intentions too. And I think it's good to build off of people who have good intentions for others in general. So yeah, that's always been like a staple of how I kind of operate.
Definitely. So now that you're kind of in assistant directing mostly, have you thought about stepping it up and going even full-time director or anything like that? Have you directed any projects? And if so, what was it like?
That's always been the plan eventually. The way, again, like dialing it back to how I learned was just like I was kind of getting tired of myself mostly, but like seeing how a lot of people we're the like masters of none generation. And I wanted to know how to do everything. So when I got on set with Keone, he's like, I'm PAing. I was a BTS guy. Then I was working behind camera. Then I was even checking out grip and electric. I worked in a photo studio so I could learn like hot lights and voltage and just all those types of things and how to light and shade things for however I want to portray my vision. Because a lot of why I jumped into film and to get my film degree was when I was making music. I wanted to be able to better direct whatever videos I would put out. So that was the baseline for everything I wanted to learn along the way. And directing, I definitely get there. I got some things coming up this year that I'm really trying to hammer in on, documentary-wise again, because that was an emphasis I had in school. And that was like my first love and how I started this journey too. So getting back to that has always been a goal. And then again, like building those relationships, connections to, as they say, OPM, man, it's other people's money when it comes to like doing these bigger film projects and endeavors, because you can't do it all by yourself. And me jumping back into the director's seat would be more of once I establish all of those relationships and I would come bring it back together. But I think I got enough people now that we could really make some things shake.
Yeah.
So it's time to stop leaving it on the back burner and like get it going.
Go execute.
Yeah, but the only couple things I directed was some music videos from my boy Gaitan. Shout out Gaitan. Keone helped me out with those too. Will was on that. Because again, it's just nurturing those relationships and like doing it as a family. Like I always come into it bringing somebody I know or love like into the mix, because if I'm gonna put money in people's pockets, it's gonna be people I know.
Yeah.
And investing in people I know. Even something like this. Like, this is the first podcast I've ever done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just go off to somebody who's off and cracking and whatever. It's like, we're going to build it from the ground up together,
Definitely. Well, we are honored to have you in the building for sure, my man. I mean, I know we've had some great experiences, and it's always great, too, when you have those people when you come on set and maybe you don't look at the call sheet, maybe you do, but you see their face and you're like, man, okay, today's going to be a little bit better because that person's on set with me today, That's just an amazing feeling. So, super honored to have you in the building. And, so do you feel, because you were like kind of jumping around, like you did the grip and electric, you did the camera, all that sort of stuff, learned everything, do you feel like that actually helped you? Because now you understand those
elements,
sectors, or those departments and what they do, how they think. Do you feel like that helps you as a AD and a director?
Oh, especially as an AD, it's like you can't talk about assistant directing and being the timekeeper of the day without understanding what it takes for each department to accomplish their side of things. Because I think sometimes, like when I was coming up, like with Keone too, or with other people I was working with as just the behind-the-scenes guy or a PA, I was peeping game on how some assistant directors would operate. And a lot of them were like irate or just like, yo, this needs to hurry up, this needs to do that, this needs to do this. I'm like, dog, you don't even know how to operate that camera. Like you don't know even what's the name of that piece right there. Like what's the name of this light coming in? Like you don't even understand how many hands these things have to go through before it even gets done, So from there, it was like, all right, I'm getting sick of hearing like dudes complaining and moaning on set as ADs. And I was like, it doesn't have to be like that. We should be in a wholesome work environment just like anybody else is at a 9 to 5. Like, it's the same difference here. We're just filming something. Like, so why create that stress when it doesn't really need to be there? Because people don't operate well under pressure in general, like, and especially when it's put on you unnecessarily. So yeah, definitely my learning curve of like doing the work in every department helped me just be a better coworker. Yeah, I'm the leader on set per se, but like, we're all a team. You know, we all have the same goal, same thing in mind to accomplish. So how can I better help you? You know.
Yeah, definitely. So if you were describing like, so people that don't really know what an assistant director does, you would describe it as the timekeeper of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I was a basketball player first, like before I got into anything film. So like, I always relate things back to basketball. It's just like, I was a point guard my whole life. I was the captain of the team, whatever. I was just always like in that leadership role. So I just see it as, you know, I'm calling the plays, but I got to execute the play too. So and just doing that accordingly. And yeah, the timekeeper of it all, it's like making sure all departments are doing their respective jobs in a timely order to accomplish our day. That's like the long and short of how I usually explain what assistant directing is for people on the outside looking in.
Amazing. What is some of the favorite sets you've worked on, especially in this past year?
Man, you know, it's funny being in our business too. It's like you forget half the things you do just because.
I forget 90% of the things I do.
Dude, you're burnt out.
To the next one.
Yeah, you're burnt out that day doing it, and then you're on to the next one the next day, and it's just like, again, relating back to basketball, it's like you do your 4 quarters and then it's just on to the next game. Like, you took the L or the W and you go on to the next one.
Short-term memory.
Short-term memory, you know?
For better or worse.
I always relate filmmaking to sports too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a team sport. When we train, that's like double days because we're going in, spending our own free time to get better at our craft. You know what I'm saying? To be more efficient when game time is.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's the high. It's the high of the competition too. It's like, we want this shot to be the best shot ever. Or like, you want this video to be the best video ever. Or, you want this scene to be the best scene ever. Like, every time. So you're just going hard each time.
Trying to one up my last project at all times, every time.
Yeah, and I think that's
grow.
just going back to the question of like, the favorite one I just did was like, this was my first major feature I ever worked on. It was a Netflix feature with J-Lo, Simu Liu's in there, Sterling Brown, but just to name a few of the actors. But it's like, you know, this is 150 million.
Can you talk about
200. I mean, yes and no, but you know, it's like,
is it coming out?
It's coming out.
Okay.
You know, so I'm not giving everything, but yeah, that was probably the biggest project I've ever worked on. So just the scale of things changes, you know, like. Again, on these shows, I'm not an assistant director. I'm a PA. Let's get that out there first and foremost. Like, I want people to understand, like, I'm still down here. Every time I'm
climbing the totem pole, yeah.
Oh yeah, but it's like, I go from being the quote unquote the man, or, you know, the assistant director on our videos or a non-union set, and then it's like, I'm right back the next day to being a PA in the AD department, 1 to 20 of us depending on the day. Like, most of the time it's 1 to 6 of us or something like that. But it's like, you know, you're just doing anything and everything to help accomplish the day and tapping in with all the departments and just essentially being an underpaid AD. So, again, the scale on a movie of that type of budget is like, we have a crew of maybe 200 people. There's 50, 60 stunt players there. There's 100 background on top of that. It's just, you know, all the elements. We got pyrotechnics coming in. There's going to be a 150-foot explosion over here while a drone's flying over that, and we have all this choreo going on with the stunts team and the background actors, and just organizing all of that between me and like 6 other PAs, and, you know, of course the ADs too, to give them their credit, but we're just the tentacles of the octopus. But that was probably my favorite thing to do. We shot in Cupertino at a cement factory. I never thought in my life I would be at a cement factory in Cupertino, California. Like, I don't even know what goes on in Cupertino like that. Like, none of us in the Bay go to Cupertino. Like, let's just be honest. Like, I'm sorry to Cupertino people out there, but it's not where I go have a drink on the side or whatever when I'm in the Bay. But
It's probably a great place to live, though.
Oh yeah, no, it's very very spacious. A lot of land. A lot of
Especially if you
land.
like cement, apparently.
Yeah, and then like that whole experience was nuts because it was like this whole set is supposed to take place like kind of in the future. What's it called? Like an apocalyptic future, right? So being in that set, everything was like very grimy, and it was only a half operated. It wasn't a fully operating like cement factory, so half the crap in there is there's like mountains. I'm talking like 3 stories high mountains of cement dust. Like this is just like finite metals or fine metals in dust that we're just all inhaling and stuff to accomplish watching J-Lo save the world. You know, like I don't. It's just like the things that we all have to do on a set day to day, and just for people to sit on their couch and watch. You know, it's like.
Just to watch 2 hours of entertainment.
Yeah, 2 hours. Or like, you know, our 15-hour day is going to cut down to 8 seconds in the final cut. You know what I mean? Like of just like all these crazy explosions that we did 5 takes of and then moved on to the next piece. And it's like, because on those days where we have big pyrotechnics and like stunts and all that, all the elements, that's like 2/8 of a page. And, you know, a page of script technically comes down to about a minute. So you have a 160-page script. That's going to be a 160-minute film, right? So, yeah, those days were 2, maybe 3/8, and those took 15 hours. And but that's also why it was like one of my favorite projects too. You're just like, man, we did so much today. Like, I'm exhausted, I'm beat. But when that shit comes out, you'll be like, oh shit, that was tight. It's gonna be the
like, that was 8 seconds of my life.
That's 8 seconds of my life. Everyone else is just like, all right, let me fast forward to this part real quick. Let me
So we got a question from chat, right? From Wiley HXC. What are some ways that producers, creatives, shot callers can be better allies to ADs?
I mean, to ADs,
like I guess how can all the other departments be?
Oh, how can other departments play better to an AD?
Yeah, I guess that's the question. What are some?
I mean, again, like I said, I think a lot of people in this industry, we get jaded because we're doing, in scripted television at least, a lot of the times is where I see it, just becomes like rudimentary, like we're doing the same thing all the time. So people just kind of have that way about them where it's like, oh, it's just another day, like working over here. So some guys might not be, hey, we're not all supposed to be in a good mood every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in general, I just think just being a good coworker is what it comes down to. Just like knowing we all have the same goal in mind. Like no matter what gets thrown at us, we're going to pivot. We're going to make shit happen. And like beyond that, if we're talking producers, pay your people what they should be paid. Like whatever their asking rate is, like if you got it, pay it. That'll keep a lot of people happy for sure.
Okay.
Because a lot of the times on set, if there's kind of that like cloud hanging over people, it's probably relative to pay or conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like something as simple as having clean porta potties, porta johns. Not the like joints you see at construction sites, wiped out. I'm just saying. This is what people become accustomed to, and I mean, like, it goes both ways, right? Like, I've been on so many crappy sets that like you can't shake me. Like, I've seen it all. Like,
I've seen it all.
I've seen it all. So I'm not one to complain. I'm blessed every day to work and do this for work. So that's always in the back of my head whenever I'm having a crappy day or like I'm dealing with somebody in another department who's being a little away, that day. I'm just like, all right, look, I'm here though. I'm still here. Like we're still doing it. Like it'll all be okay. He's having a bad day. I'll let him have his bad. I'm gonna pray for him. Yeah. But like, you know what? We're good over here though. Like I'm still here.
What are some things that you do that you think help alleviate some of those things on set? Like how do you approach someone having a bad day as assistant director?
Oh man, I'll always like take a step back because you never know what people are going through in their day-to-day lives. That's like one thing I'm always reminding myself of. We're all going through something. I'll be going through some stuff certain days, but I gotta just like keep my head up, and I'm not gonna bring somebody else down into whatever I got going on. I mean, I'm always a shoulder to lean on, somebody to talk to. I'm somebody who I try to just check in with people every day on set too. So that way when those days come as well, I can maybe be the one person they don't like pop off on because somebody else in every other department is going to get it from them some way or the other just because they're having a bad day. Because, again, something else that people don't really think about folks in our industry is like, those are second families to us. We're sometimes spending more time. I spend more time with people on set than my wife half the time, you know?
And these are working on shows that or
these
movies?
these are 5 days a week. This is Monday through Friday.
How do you feel about that, bro? Like when you have to, because okay, so the junkies, we're not, even though we work a lot,
Yeah,
we find
yeah.
like 6 days a week, but we're not clocking in, and we don't have that like paycheck, right? But like for you have to clock. You're obligated to clock in. You go get this check. Like, what's it like being a creative, working that 9 to 5, Monday through Friday?
Well, again, like I always remind myself like how blessed I am to be there, because it took 4 years of me doing this to even get to a union set, and be a part of that world. You know, showing up to the stages like Paramount or Warner Brothers and clocking in, clocking out, having even a chance to be doing this, creating something 5 days a week. Like there was 3-4 months I wouldn't touch a set, you know.
Did you ever think you'd be doing this 5 days a week?
I had faith, you know. I always knew I would. It was just when. It's just a matter of when. Because, again, that's a big point I want to make to anybody who is watching, is just like, if you stick with it, you could do anything. Like, you just got to stick with it. Some people give up. It's like that classic meme, you know, that would do mining away to the diamond mine. It's like, oh, it's been 10 years, I never got that diamond. And there it was, like, right? So for me, it was, I had to meet Yoni. I had to work from there to meet other producers. They started putting me onto random music videos here and there. That next person I met put me onto a commercial. From that commercial, I met another AD who then started hiring me onto everything they got going, and things just start scaling up. And if you're just somebody with good energy, come in with a positive attitude, people are going to hit you back up. You don't want to come in being that angry, cloud over people. They're always just going to remember you for that. So who the hell wants to work with that person? You know? So I think it was just partially the way I carried myself, how hard I worked. I was always paying attention and just like learning. I'm still learning. I'm every day learning, you know? And I think some people let their ego kind of get in the way of like, oh, I can't like, it's not even really about humbling yourself, but it is. Like, again, like having to go from being an AD to a PA literally every other day, that can mess some people up. It messes with me sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I just want to create for a living. Yeah. I just want to be a part of like, okay, well, I did this on that set I cued this person. Even something as simple as that. Because I've been on sets too where people are on these big projects like that one I just mentioned. We had people it was their first day ever on set as a PA on those movies. First day ever. I'm like, man, I didn't see this for 5 years.
I remember my first beer.
Yeah, like I didn't see this for 5 years. And they're just there texting away on social media. Like, I'm like, so you came here on this big of a film to leave and then tell people you did what there? I sat in a chair for 15 hours and like told people not to walk in this shot. Like, that's fun for you? That's not fun for me. Like, I want to be like, that was my stunt guy right there. I made sure he didn't go out to this explosion when this drone came right over his head and like boom, boom. Like, I was a part of all that. So I just think it's my love for the game that really keeps me going through all this. But yeah, I didn't think it would take me this long to get there in this sense, and I'm still going. So, because there's still a long journey ahead for me in regards to my title and where I'm trying to go within the DGA, being an AD. So, because that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Would you say that sounds like a lot of important stuff that you really learned? What would you say is the most important thing you've learned though over the past 5+ years?
I mean, one is definitely like, you know, it's about who you know. It just really is. But again, like, I wouldn't meet those people I needed to know if it wasn't for a person before them and the person before them and the person before them. Because there have been people that I've met on work, like, they just met that one person. They were in and they were lit after that. Like, all our journeys are different, you know? I would say don't put a timestamp, too, on, like, where you need to be. It's like, there's a plan out there. It's not, you could plan all you want. I'm okay. Look, I'm a Christian. Like I believe in God. I don't know where everybody else lies, but it's like they say if you plan, He laughs. Like there's a divine plan for you. You just gotta keep going, keep trucking along, and when things are supposed to happen for you, they're supposed to happen for you. But I would say don't stop manifesting. I manifested a lot of jobs in my life, like where I was just like, all right, by next year I'll be on
So
a
how
movie.
do you do that though? You do that through meditation, praying, etc.
I should be better about
Yeah.
meditation. I do pray. Everybody has a different relationship with God. I feel like me and him are pretty tight. But it's
big
like,
homie.
yeah, that's the big homie. It started with something as simple as like I made a business email one year. Like when I'm living at home, I was just like, why am I doing my personal email? I should make something official. One day this will be like filled with jobs. People will hit me directly for work.
Is it the same email you use right now?
Yep.
Look at
KWS.inquiries.
that. Manifestation, y'all.
Like that one, because I was just going by Kwesi Bailey at Gmail, and I'm like, it wasn't that nobody's gonna take me serious, but again, it was just a manifestation for myself. Like, all right, let's get serious. Let me make a business specific email, and hopefully things will line up because I did something as simple as that.
That's what's up.
I think it's balancing it out both things. 'Cause what was the quote you just said? He laughs at those that plan.
Oh yeah, when you plan, he laughs.
There's also the other side of the coin too, where the universe or God, whoever helps those who helps themselves. So by you taking the initiative to do that or to do everything you've done up until this point, I mean, because you can't also take that and be like, oh, well, there's a plan. I'm just going to chill.
No,
you have to
yeah.
balance that out between trusting, but then also putting in that work.
That blind
yeah.
faith too.
Yeah, because something shitty can happen, and that actually can help you too. But if you look at it as like, oh, boo-hoo, this just happened to me, I'm just gonna stop. No, it's like there's a lesson in everything.
Yeah.
So that was mostly me. It's just like I'm just not gonna stop either way. Like I have a goal, I have it in mind. That was another big point I would say to people. It's like if you could decide on like a position you want to be, as soon as you can. I know it's hard. We all have like multiple interests and stuff, but as soon as I decided, like assistant directing is what I want to do, that's where I'm gonna go with it. Things start coming your way, but you gotta lock in.
Yeah.
You gotta lock in on what it's gonna be, or else you're just going all over the place.
Hey, can I ask you this? Can I ask you, what is it about assistant directing that you are fascinated about or just indulge in? Like, what's your indulgence on that position, on that role?
I get to be a part of it all,
From
from start to finish, from start to
That's
finish.
sick.
Like as when you get into the TV world or film, it's like you're breaking down the script, you're doing the scheduling. You have to work with the actors and see, okay, well, this dude's in like 3 different films right now. I'm only gonna have him for this month, so we should shoot these scenes, this, and this. And then you're looking at the setting of each scene. You're like, okay, well, that's outside, night scene, but we should do that over here because that's close to the warehouse that this scene takes place in. And then after that's all settled, then you're getting into the camera moves. You're working with the DPs. You're like, all right, so we have 40 people in this scene. 10 cast, 30 background, 10 stunts. Let's choreograph. Like, and now I got to talk to the stunt coordinator because the DP wants to do this move with this arm.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, let's do that. Then you get to game time. Then it's like, let's shoot it.
Game time,
And then
baby.
you shoot it. And then it's like, all right, well, now here it all is. Everything I planned up until this point, well, we'll go smooth.
Yeah, it's like a
Like,
coach
Yeah.
forming a play, calling out the play. A couple seconds left in the game. Go out and execute.
And that's also why like everybody departmentally, like everyone's job is so important because all those pieces got to fall in line and you create something great.
Yeah, that's what's so insane about it though too. It's like, as technology progresses and everyone can get a camera, and there's a bunch of amazing independent filmmakers out there that can do a lot with just a little, but to really do like big stuff, just the amount of teamwork that goes into it, the amount of different departments, and all these little details is just so insane to think about.
Yeah.
The best productions are probably like the best team players, I feel like.
Yeah, collaborators. all
Yeah,
that.
best collaborators.
Problem solvers.
Problem solvers.
That's all we do every day is just problem solve. That's what a lot of people don't like.
Or
outside looking
firefight.
in. Yeah, exactly. Firefight. That's a better term for sure.
Yeah.
Like you're just solving problems every day. But that I give a lot of credit to people who like haven't seen the type of budget productions I've been on or whatever, and like have accomplished it. But that's the main point for me is like you got to see how these things work first.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go running in like, like you said, full steam ahead, like just putting yourself into the fire. That's a tough thing to come out on top of, like, because until you see all the tools that are available to you at that scale, like they got everything. Like you guys know gadgets, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but
you just got the robot arm.
Ours is just minuscule to, I feel like, to the real big industry stuff.
Yeah, to a degree, you know. But
and
again,
that's just what I see on social media. I haven't been on a big production feature. You know what I'm saying? I've been on commercials with 40, 50 crew members and whatnot. But like the sets you're talking about,
that's what I'm saying. And I like just be a PA on one of those things, like just one time.
I wish
you
I
know what I
could.
mean? That's all you got to do.
How do we do that?
Oh, I got you. Just like, you know, just be a good PA, man. Just be a good PA, and you come check it out. Because again, like the opportunities they give to some people, like I told you, it's their first sets ever, and they're on $150 million. I'm like, why would you just accept this person? Like, what?
Well, how did they get there?
You know, again, it's all about who you, dude. I'm not gonna name names, but it's like we had one guy who was the waiter at a Mediterranean restaurant that the ADs ate at, and they were like, well, 3 people went down with COVID, so we need somebody to come in, and he was interested. They hired him. He came in, and it's like, oh, Kwesi, can you show him the ropes and stuff? I'm like, man, you know how much work I put in to get here? He just served you with falafel, and then here we are. Like, damn, that's all it took. But that also goes to show, you know, it's just about opportunity as well.
Yeah,
opportunity and timing, right time, right place. Like, I can't shade him for that either. Like, good for you, dog. Like, I told him when we were together, because he was asking me my history, my experience. I was like,
I feel
like
if you're serving, you're obviously kind of like in that, you want to kind of be in that industry. Yeah, that's why you're doing anything you can to get in there. So if I have to serve and waiter people for me to get my shot just like that, I'm doing that.
Yeah, but then see that he did it, and he was like, "Not for me." He was like, "I don't think I want to do this." I was like, "Yeah, it takes a certain type of person for sure." Okay. So like, respect that you can like understand yourself and be like, "Yeah, this probably ain't for me."
Yeah, we don't get tips for.
Oh yeah, but no, like talking about the toys and stuff. It's like, I think I sent you the video. I forgot who. Yeah, it was you. I texted Cassius immediately as soon as I see like certain things like that. I'm like, man, maybe something you should potentially invest in. Maybe something you should just educate yourself on. But homie was operating the techno crane with a shoulder rig that's hardwired into the techno crane. That way he could be handheld on the techno. And I had never seen anything like that until that film. Like, and then I asked the cameraman. I was like, yo, I asked our operator, I was just like, how long has this tech been running? He's like, dude, one of the camera operators on a show I worked with developed it like 2 years ago. I was just
was it just gesture control or?
It was 100% gesture control. So he had the shoulder rig on him with whatever tech, I don't even know how to label it, was again hardwired into the techno crane. So he had a viewfinder on it though too as well. Mm-hmm. So he's looking through EVF and he's just operating like this.
Yeah.
But the camera's moving perfectly with it.
But someone else is operating the crane too?
I mean, yeah, just the arm.
Yeah, yeah, but he's the remote head operator.
But he's the remote head, yeah. He's the remote head, just like, boom, capturing everything so that, because it was all again a stunt sequence. Like, scene was like falling into something, so arms coming in, and then he falls. So then he had to capture that. But
so that was just better for those.
Oh yeah, for those quick jerk movements, but then also giving that handheld feel. Yeah, because again, like you already know when
you're not gonna.
When you put it on the techno, it's gonna be so smooth and just like effortless. So keeping that handheld element with it too is like, this is crazy.
That's pretty fire.
Yeah. So, but again, like things you're never gonna see or even know that's available to you, right?
Hey, so we got a couple people in the audience.
Who we got?
We got Ed up in here.
Yoni.
Ed is not in here.
Marlon. All people.
Why is Ed doing this?
Ed. Hey, Ed.
I didn't even know you had a Twitch, Ed.
He's usually on YouTube. He's here on Twitch as well. He did not want to miss this. Ed is the homie for sure. We got
Ed told me he would have been here, but he has COVID.
Yes.
I love you, Ed. So sorry. I hope you're symptom free. But yeah.
And make sure make sure he is able to pick up some sauce.
Yeah, sauce boys
for the drip.
He's been learning some.
He's been learning
some vocabulary.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, love that.
No cap.
No cap.
Ed? No cap, Ed. No cap.
I love when he sends these texts like when he learns.
What was this morning?
This morning. And we went on like a 30-minute, maybe an hour tangent of just back and forth. Like, I don't want to read the text message. we went back and forth about sauce and drip and what's bipping mean. And I'm like, I'm about to give him examples like, well, when you lose gear out in your car,
Yep.
your car gets bipped because you left your gear out, you know?
The age-old story.
Yeah.
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 Bip City.
Age-old story.
Bip City. But
We've all been there. I think. Has everyone got bit before for camera equipment? No. Good for
I
you.
have, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
No, Mike.
I'll tell you.
No.
I'll
Good
tell
for
that
you.
story later.
Good for
Yeah.
you. Yo, we've all got hit. We've all got hit. That's like the worst.
Actually, yes, I have. Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
See, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, OJ.
I walked
Keep going
out
strong,
of
dog.
I walked
Keep
out
going
of
strong.
Sacramento.
I don't keep my stuff
I'm gonna pray for you.
You don't keep your stuff in the car?
Nah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
smart.
go to
Smart.
I went to a rap show and
Classic.
I got a story next.
Classic
Yeah,
story.
filming it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep my camera bag in here because I don't want to carry a camera bag. And then I go do the show. 2 hours later, I come back out. My fucking window's broke, and my bag's gone, but my lens fell out the bag, so it's in the back seat. And then my Ronin, I had a Ronin M at the time. It's in the trunk, still there. So they left with the bag
Yeah.
of nothing, like lens caps and shit.
Oh, you got so.
But actually, I'm not even gonna implicate myself, so never mind. But yeah, let's just say,
Hey man, we all been there.
yeah.
My
Take it.
starter kit was the Rebel T2i. I had a T2i. Yeah, T2i. Oh man, that thing went on some journeys with me. But yeah,
Ended up
classic.
getting swooped.
Swooped in the city. Yep, swooped in the city.
Bip City. There you go, Ed.
My
That's a
stupid
classic
self.
example right there.
We give you a live example.
City.
The
live on the
bippers caught me
Yeah.
sleeping.
Bip City,
The
Oakland,
bippers caught me lacking.
Bip City is the city, San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
I was on tour one time in Oakland, and we had a Sprinter van with all our gear in it parked at the venue. The venue people came out and said, I wouldn't leave your gear
Yeah.
out there, bring it in the venue, or else somebody's going to smash the window
They
and
gonna
take
bip
it.
it.
So they gave y'all a warning,
Yeah, they gave us a warning.
and
yeah.
then what happened?
we took the stuff
Oh, he
inside.
brought his
Oh,
shit
okay,
inside
okay,
like
okay.
a
He
said,
smart
"Oh, yeah, I'm
man.
taking that out. What
like a
you mean?"
smart man.
inside.
Yeah, nobody does that just when you're in the streets. So it's like
No,
you're
they were
like,
looking out. They
looking
knew
at
you.
the car. Oh yeah, they're watching you, man. They clock you from a distance. Yeah,
You could be walking in with camera. I feel like that's what happened to me. Was I was
walking in with the rest of your stuff.
walking
Yeah.
with my camera gear, and someone saw like, "Hey, this fool just left from this car."
Mm-hmm.
Like, about to bip that.
Head on a swivel, people. Head on a swivel.
Tint your windows.
Grimy out
Tint your
here.
windows.
Oh yeah, yeah. My X,
5%.
that's why. That's another reason why I blacked out the X3 because I don't want people peeking in my trunk because I did tend to. I don't do it anymore, but I did tend to leave equipment in my trunk so you couldn't see in there. But
Yeah. They could pop the
I don't do
trunk
that no more.
just as easily as they could break a window. Yeah, exactly. So
I got a Sprinter van now, so
Yep, yep.
everything is locked up like a
there you
fridge.
go. Yep.
Double locked.
Yeah.
Invest.
Oh,
Invest
and,
in
Invest
protection.
in your
Yeah,
equipment.
get some insurance.
Insurance.
If you ain't got no
Yes,
insurance, get it. But yeah, there's actually I seen another service that's been like kind of going around. It's like you could like look up the serial number of your camera, and there's like a database now or something.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard
it's-
about this too. Yeah, I don't know the name of it either.
Yeah. So
But genius.
Not
Yeah.
sure.
Whoever
So-
invented that. And then I also saw somebody was in like making like either a bracket you could attach to your camera that you could put an air tag in.
Yeah, it's not
So,
so
like,
smart
just-
because
yeah.
when you get the air tags and someone steals it, they can just turn it off.
Yeah, for sure. Just little things though, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'm looking
it's
into
obviously a better
inventory.
tracking device than a tile, you know, but
Yeah.
I get it.
Keone said, "You're not from the Bay if you ain't gotten bipped." So
Yeah.
that's
This
facts.
is a fact.
Yeah.
This is a fact. That's why I was like, we've all been there. So
Yeah.
we definitely all got bit.
Oh man. Well, yeah, that's crazy. So, what are some other things too that is like signifies? Because I noticed there's a lot of people in LA that are from the Bay, especially in the film industry. So, do you think that we bring our own style here? We kind of bring some of our film influence here, or do we just kind of adapt to that?
And do we click up?
Do we?
We
yeah, that's
definitely
not-
click up. We definitely click up. I made it a huge point when I came out here to like, if it was anybody I met from the Bay, I was connecting with them
Yeah.
immediately. Or like, if there was a job that came up, they would always have priority. I didn't care what experience they had. I
There
was
you
just
go.
all right, 510, I'm gonna throw you in there. I'm like, oh, 408, yeah, I'll throw you in there, like for sure. If I hear anything, you're the first one I'll call.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit up Kwesi on Instagram if you want
you're
a
in the Bay.
job
Yeah,
from the
because
Bay.
it's just like,
Need
yeah,
work.
let's keep our people, coming in and let's take over. It was just like hey, you already know, like when you meet somebody from the Bay, it's just like an instant,
Yeah.
anybody else too who's not from the Bay, they're like, oh, anybody I meet from the Bay is cool as hell. Like, I'm like, that's true. You are correct. Of course we are. But that was always like when I first came in, was like there's strength in numbers. So it's like if we could get all the Bay people who are all in the same field, like but different positions.
Too?
Yeah, that too as well. That says a lot, about character. I always think you got to kind of like jump out of your home setting or just like wherever you come from, because or else you're just gonna run into like that same revolving door of like doing the same stuff all the time.
That leads us into my next question.
Yeah.
Segue. Do you have to move to LA? And I just randomly came up with this. Do you have to move to LA to
make it in the industry?
Yeah, to make it in the industry or to elevate your career.
Coming from the Bay specifically, it's just like out there, the tech boom was so huge, and like that money took over, right? Like the city's just different. Like we all don't even know San Francisco to be what it used to be, right?
Yeah.
So when it came to the entertainment side of it or just the production side of it, all my homies who like stayed out there to do that type of work, all they were dealing with was doing the big seminars, interviews with like, different companies and stuff, just like run of the mill type website based content. Cause there's going to be a movie that comes out there to shoot a few days, 7 days on location, 2 weeks, maybe. Then they go right back to where? LA. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was just like, again, the numbers were there. You have all the big studios out here.
Yeah.
You have every TV show going. Every rapper, music person wants to go to LA.
Yeah.
So it was just like, all right, well.
Like, how long did I tell you that I was going to move out here? That was...
everybody who tells me they're coming's telling me for at least a year or two, and then they do it. And then when they find, and then
I should have did it earlier.
And then again, though, that's the difference between people, though, right? Is like somebody will tell me they're gonna do it, and then they never do it, and I'm not gonna bash them for it.
Yeah.
Life, again, we all have our path. So maybe it wasn't destined for you at that time. Maybe it is gonna happen for you 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
I don't know, but all the people who made the move, I'm like, all right, I'll power to you. Let's do it.
I feel like
jumped.
Everyone has that. I should have did this earlier.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like mentality. I know. I talked about it for like 3 years.
I say it all the time too, man. You already know. Like if I wasn't just like still working streetwear or something, just like making some decent money and thinking I was popping, going to all the clubs and stuff, like whatever, I should have been here. I would have already been in the DGA.
Exactly.
Had I moved when I thought I should have, or just took that leap of faith. But it also took somebody like Ariel to kind of kick me in the ass, because that was when I was like, what am I doing? When
Ariel,
I first started talking. Yeah.
You from the Bay Area?
707. Say it backwards.
Yeah,
Say it backwards.
What's 707? Cupertino? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Damn.
I didn't even
Don't.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Don't get on mic.
Fairfield.
On the chat.
It's Fairfield, everybody.
No, I
For
know.
those
That's
who
like
don't know.
going up in almost a wine country, almost, right?
Oh yeah, it can go that far for sure. I didn't know that until recently, because again, somebody on set, I seen his number. I was like, Andy, you from the Bay? Like, he was like 707. He's like, yeah, but I'm from like almost like Humboldt County. I was like, damn, it goes that far? Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it goes quite a bit. Isn't that kind of crazy though too? So what do you feel has like the better? Because you've heard of, what is it? The LA, like LA Marathon or whatever they call it, where you go like beach in the morning, snow in the afternoon, and then you're in the desert in the evening. It's called something.
No, it's
What do they
isn't
call
it just
it?
like the true California day or something, like the the California day, because you could have every type of climate, every type of terrain, and just knock it all out.
Yeah.
Wear socks or shorts and a raincoat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
That's the style. I mean, the Bay kind of has that as well if you think about it, because then you got
yeah.
the beach, you got wine country out there, you got a bunch of different stuff.
I mean,
The Delta.
We're all California people.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I
where OJ from? Where
I'm
OJ?
from where you from?
Indianapolis, Midwest.
Oh man, yeah. See, it's just we're just used to it though. You know what I mean? Like it's just I'm not dealing with the Indianapolis winter. Like I'm just not gonna do it.
Here.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna do it. You know,
out
like
here.
it's hard for me to convince myself otherwise. But yeah, California boys, we pay that price though.
There you go. Shit, we've
Literally.
been here for a year, and realistically, to me, it doesn't feel like I've been where I even live in LA.
Yeah,
Right now.
Yeah, that's how the first year is.
Yeah,
That's how the first year is.
For you guys?
I mean, yeah, I'm going into the 6th year now. I moved in April of 2017, and yeah, that first year, it's just growing pains. It's
Tell
just
us about your first year in LA. Was it Was it a grind? Was it a struggle?
Oh, it was a lot,
Shit,
man. It was a
it
lot
cup
all
of
at
noodles
once. It was a
and-
lot all at once. Oh, she knows. I ate. She always makes fun of me for this. I ate it was like a ham and mushroom quesadilla or like omelet all the time. That's like all I had bread for, because again, I left 2017. I probably had like $4,000 to my name, maybe somewhere around there. I just knew I needed like a few months of rent. And while I was finding a job, something to sustain myself for groceries, bare essentials, yada yada. Me and her had just started like kind of getting more serious at that time. And then you fast forward to like November, probably between April and November, 2-3 production jobs, maybe. Other than that, I had to sign up. I was delivering weed on ease. Like just to like have something going on for myself while I was trying to find production jobs. Because my whole thing was like, and this is for other people who are trying to get into it too, you need something to sustain yourself, especially in California, Los Angeles specifically, even more so. Like
I still do DoorDash and shit too.
Yeah,
on
like
the
you're not gonna be making crazy bread. And even if you make crazy bread, you're considered low income. Like over 6 figures is low income out here.
Yeah.
So it's a tough, you're gonna be spreading yourself thin. So me and her moving together in like November of 2017. And then 2018, I'm still doing ease. I'm a babysitter. I was a young manny.
Wait,
Yeah, dog.
like you were getting paid?
I was watching kids.
I'm not laughing.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
not laughing
watching
at you.
kids.
I'm just, okay.
Because again, it was like I need work that can keep me free and available in case anybody was like, "Hey, you available tomorrow to PA?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah, I'm there."
Yeah.
But I needed to make.
How important is that though? What you just said. How important is that to be?
Oh,
available?
stay ready? Oh, being
stay ready.
available.
What's the quote?
Oh,
stay ready.
So you don't have to get ready.
So you ain't got to get ready, dog.
Hey, but that's facts though, because
Yeah.
hey, if you say, even if you hesitate, if you don't respond within 30 to 60 minutes, if someone
That's a
asks you if
lost
you want to
job.
go
I'm
work,
saying 5 minutes. Fuck
Yeah.
that 30, 60 minutes.
That's
I'm
a
responding
lost
in 5
job.
minutes.
man.
I mean, because it really comes down to like how bad you want it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
literally, we've had to like give up a lot of shit and
Yeah.
quit jobs and do whatever, work around, just to
Switch
Dude,
things around just
our-
to make it work.
Our
too, right?
drive to LA, Mike, you know this
Oh
shit.
God, I
We
still
did-
don't know how y'all would do that,
We
man.
would do the LA turnaround, you know.
We would do
drive-
that.
You did that for the blanket job with Ed.
You would
right?
do that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember.
Y'all drove down.
Either, yeah, I think that was right before we moved.
It was
maybe.
right before.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yeah.
turnaround is, driving at 4 a.m.,
Oh gosh.
arriving on set at
At
9
9 or
a.m.,
10.
9 or 10,
Yeah.
depending how many stops you do. And
I don't care how many Red Bulls I would bust open or something. I'm
Oh,
passing
man.
out, dog. Like, there's no way. I don't know how y'all did that.
Nah.
But again, though, that's like
That's-
love of the game
yeah, love
stuff,
of the
respecting the
game.
grind. Like, some people aren't willing to do that. Just to, again, say you were on set and, actually create something. Like, you were willing to do that and accomplish that. So, like, all power to you.
Well, that's
'Cause,
how
again,
I
that's
knew.
how serious you are.
Yeah, that's how I knew we had to move down here. Is when we started Yoni, for example, started calling us at least once a week,
Yeah.
at least twice a month.
Yep.
You know,
It builds up from there,
And we're just going back and forth. We're doing the turnaround, driving at 4 a.m., getting on set at 9 a.m., doing the production, driving back at 9 p.m., getting back at 1 a.m., you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes we'd have to do that, whereas one day and then 2 days later, we got to drive back down, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's
So,
the
like,
grind. That's the
yeah,
shit
I had
that we
to.
had to do.
I had to
Trenches.
maintain. You know what I mean? So I had that Manny job. I had ease, and then I got lucky enough to. This is, I think, in 2018 as well. Maybe it was 2019. I got the job at NIFA. So that's New York Film Academy. They have again, any creatives in LA. I would tap in with this too. They hire freelancers so that we just have like a rotation of us, right? And you tell them your availability. So they're like, okay, we need Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, these slots. And they would be like 6-hour shifts, like 5-hour shifts or whatever, right? I was essentially the rental house. So the students were taught how to put in a formal request, send me the invoice or whatever equipment they need, and then I'll fulfill the lens rental, lights. We had everything. You know what I'm saying? So that was, again, another time I had access to the studio. I could play around with lights. This is when because I'm a Manny, I'm doing ease. I'm also still shooting stills. So I'm doing BTS. I was trying to get any photo shoots I could. Shopping myself as a photographer. That was mostly why my website looks how it looks.
Yeah.
You know?
Looks like a photographer's website.
Yeah, because it's almost like I haven't updated it because of the nostalgia. Like I'm like, wow, look at where I came from. Like, it's like now I'm not even doing this.
So your new website should be, KWS.
But with that
2.0.
too is that was my office hours, because half the time, there's like 5 rentals in a day or some 6 rentals. So like you package those as soon as you get into the office, and then after that I'm just on the computer. So I was making my website. I'm cold emailing people like, hey, my name is Kwesi Salman-Bailey. I'm an aspiring assistant director. If you have any jobs, I would just go on LinkedIn. I would go on Indeed. I'd go on every single site, Google assistant directors, Google PAs, anything. I would email everyone. Like, how many people called me back, emailed me back? 6, maybe. Like, I don't know. But I was sending
It's a numbers
100.
game, though.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are always asking me, like, okay, like, how did you meet this person, and how I told y'all, it's like, I had to meet this person, and this person to then meet that person who even got me any work. But it's like, I was out there putting in the time. Like, I had to make it work for me and, like, make those emails turn into something. Like, because I didn't know nobody. Yeah.
Would it be safe to say that you should get a job that can sustain your, like, or your passion? Like, how you're able to package all that stuff in within the first 2 hours of your shift, and you're on to building your business while you're on the clock, right?
Yeah, so the same thing as we talked about too, like manifesting things. I was doing the Manning, I was doing E's, and I was like, all right, I need something that's like relatively in the field of what I want to do, or in the scope of things that I want to do. So like being there, the New York Film Academy school is literally across the street from Warner Brothers. My first day when I was working there, out of the break room, you could see the Warner Brothers water tower. So I was like, all right, like it's go time. Like I'm right here, like this is like something that's going to lead to that. Like I want to be here so I could work that. My first union show I ever worked was Sex Lives of College Girls, Warner Brothers show, and
Is it already
there's no like mistake in that. You know what I mean? Like something along those lines led me there because I manifested that. Like, somebody had a plan for me.
Is that show out?
Yeah, they're 2 seasons in.
2 seasons in.
They got approved for a 3rd. It was a tough show. It was a tough show.
Do you have any stories? I mean, Mike, do we? How we?
I mean, yeah, I don't want to like just like dirt it or whatever, but
no, I mean, good stories.
Oh, good stories.
Yeah, or crazy stories. Not bad.
Learning moments.
Nothing bad.
If you haven't seen the show, there is an episode. So, Sex Lives of College Girls is literally what it's described as. Like, it's following 4 girls who are a freshman year of like this really prestigious, supposed to be like Harvard, Yale type. You know what I'm saying? Setting. Cool thing was most of these actresses, they had never been on scripted television. Most came from theater. Some was like their first show ever. So it was cool in the sense of like we're all kind of like learning together, because we were shooting. I started on the pilot, so we didn't even know if the show was going to be picked up yet. But it's Mindy Kaling as an EP and writer, so like somebody's gonna pick it up. Like,
Why? Why did you know that?
It's Mindy, dog. It's Mindy. Yeah, she got like 5 shows going at a time now.
Tell us about pilots, man. And we want to know more. I'm sure people out there want to know about these pilots, how to do it, what goes on.
Well, pilots, most of the time they already have 1 season written, right? But your pilot that's the jump off. Like if this pilot doesn't crack the jokes you needed to crack, or like portray the emotion or feeling of the ethos of like the entire show, it's going to be hard for people to want to keep track of you or like keep tapping in, right? So most pilots too are of course made with like as little as possible, right? Because you don't want to invest in something that'll just be a pilot and then nothing after that, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that aspect of it as well. I mean, of course, this is a little bit of a bigger budget. I don't know the numbers on Sex Lives of College Girls first one, but like we had what's his name, David Gordon Green. He did like.
Is he a showrunner?
No, he's the director. The showrunner is Justin Noble and Mindy Kaling. So they're like the EPs and the main writers of it all. But we had like David Gordon Green, who's done like Halloween movies. He's done some of the Seth Rogen joints. He did Pineapple Express. You know what I mean? Like these are, he's a well-known director, and he was cool as hell too. So that was cool to experience, because that was like, again, this is my first union show. It was like technically, arguably the biggest director I've ever met personally at that time.
Did you guys hang out?
Oh yeah, totally, all the time, all the time. Yeah, we smoked weed in the back in between takes. But just like being able to interact with him and like seeing how a scripted show works, because as I told you, like this is my opportunity, right? So I'm learning everything I can. I'm showing people that I need to be there. I deserve to be there. If you ever get that opportunity, make sure you're not flubbing it, because yeah, people will remember. They will not invite you back, all that stuff. So again, I make my rounds. I tap in with everybody, so nobody has a bad thing to say about me. Like they knew I was making moves all day, every day. So I was an additional background PA on that show. Like I got hired by one of my homies, Devontae. Shouts out to Tay. I wouldn't have got on a union set if it wasn't for him. So he kind of jump started all that. But I was an additional background player, and then I worked my way up to what's called the key set PA. So the key set PA on a scripted TV show, like you're essentially right under the ADs. Like all the ADs, you're kind of the one like who's supposed to be like the team captain of the PAs. Again, I don't take that title too crazy because it's like we all get paid the same, dog. Like we're all doing the same thing. Like I'm just here to be a good guy to the rest of y'all and like make sure we do our thing. You know, so it's like I worked my way from just being a random hire to the main dude there for the AD staff at the least. So that was the big experience of being on that show and like being on a pilot and like seeing it go from the pilot all the way to us filming the entirety of the first season. Because it's a grind, dog. Those days were like 18 hours in the pilot. Because that's another thing about the pilot.
Is it hourly pay or is it daily?
Yeah, it's, so when you're on these union sets, everybody's W-9s and you're an employee of Warner Brothers and yada yada. So it's all hourly pay. People that don't know, again too, PAs, when you come into even a union show, you're making anywhere from minimum wage to at the most, like the best I've seen paid for a PA is like $22 an hour.
But that's more than McDonald's.
Technically.
Kind of.
Technically.
Yeah,
You
but
know
what's
what I'm
You can make more at Target. Like
Shit.
off the rip.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So that's my other thing. Like if you're not about this life, like just there's other jobs out there, man. Like I swear there's people who come on set, they're like, I don't really want to do this, but it's like a cool job to have, like because that's the lore of it, right? Like, oh, I'm on a TV show. I'm like,
they're hoping to catch a celebrity or whatever.
They're not doing nothing though. They're not helping me out. Like, imagine if I came here while you guys are filming the podcast and y'all was paying me a decent wage, like 18 an hour, but I'm just here fucking up everything. Like, but I don't even want to do this. I'm a director anyway. Like, I don't even like podcasts. You're like, why are you here then, man? Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, it's similar to our special emotions stuff.
Yeah, but see, people think I'm like rolling in it or something. Like, be that I'm on these big shows or what have you, and you're not. Like, I'm making you're making like now. It's kind of standardized. You can still make minimum wage, but most shows are paying like $18 to PAs, $18.50 to PAs. And again, being in Los Angeles, that's not a living wage.
But how hard is PAing though? I mean, I don't want to take away.
Yeah, it's not. What I tell people is, if you got great common sense, you'll do fine as a PA. But that also comes with having film knowledge, because like those people who I told you just sit around all day and just like lock up, you know, they don't know nothing about how a set's ran. They didn't go to your department and camera side and like learn that. They don't know what it takes for lighting or like how to also help the day go faster, because that's the thing, right? We all know we're in for at least 12 hours. Yeah. But there is a way we can make it out in 10
or 8.
Or 8, but we all got to hit our marks, right? And like help each other out. So that's where I get frustrated, where you're just like, why are you here, man? Like this could be so easy, yo. This could be so easy. Now you're making a short day long for no reason. But yeah, like coming in as a PA, it's just about being efficient and just like knowing where and when to help, because you can definitely get in the way too and make things like slow down.
I feel that.
So
do you think like being a career PA, is that such a thing?
Low key. Of course, those guys, or those people, I should say, those people are also like aspiring writers. Because again, that like opportunity just has to come, right? Where one of the writers is like, oh, you could come in as my assistant, and I've seen it happen. Like, I have one homegirl that I met on Sex Lives of College Girls. She's now a writer for The Simpsons. You know, like she's an office PA or like a writer's PA, but she's actually writing, name in the credits.
Yeah, I would
that,
say,
you know what I mean? And she's from Oakland. Shouts out to her.
Yeah, treat your PAs like you never know. That PA could be your next producer.
Well, they always say, so PA stands for production assistant, but the like running, not joke, but to elevate it is a potential anybody. That's what a PA is, man. Like you could be I've met PAs who became producers who then hired me as an assistant director.
Yeah.
So again, it's just building those relationships and keeping those bridges.
There's some people that will just take a PA job because their friend needs it, and they could be a big time director, and then you treat them like shit,
so here's another gem too. It's like, so yeah, I'm doing E's, I'm doing all that crap or whatever on the side too. I would take truck PA jobs. I would be a truck PA, and I would tell the producers that I'm actually an assistant director, but I just needed bread. Like, and it was, dude, truck PAing. If you could load a vehicle and drive safely and pack efficiently, you can make a little check, and then from there build connections. Because it was like, there's truck PAs who, so for those who don't know, a truck PA, you're going and picking up everything production side. You go and grab the production truck, which has chairs, tables for lunch, director's chairs, safety cones, ice chests for crafty, tents, maybe even, or we'll get into that too. So then after that, you pick up the truck, then you got to head to the camera rental spot and like go grab the camera gear, go grab the lenses, tap in with the second AC there or the first AC, whoever's there, and load in even a dolly. Sometimes you go to Chapman and Leonard and grab a Pee-wee dolly and have to load that shit by yourself. But it's like 6 stops in a day. You're getting 12 hours worth of pay, but if you're efficient, you can knock that out in 8-7 hours. So that was my whole thing, is I'm showing them my like assistant directing skills, because they'd be like, hey, you should go from here to here to here to here. And I was like, that's not going to work. I'm going to go from here to there, and then I'll break at this time, and then I'll make those 3 stops, and I'll be done by 4. They're like, oh, I don't think you'd be done that fast. I'm like, well, I'm going to do it, so watch me. And I'll do it, and they're like, oh, actually, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Like, you're making a lot of sense here. Like, oh, you want to come to set tomorrow too? I was like, yeah, sure. And I'd get a PA job out of that. And then, yeah, it's just like, there was a time I was just saying yes to everything, like any type of job that involved set.
How important is that now to you, to say yes to everything?
Well, now
you get to pick and choose? Or
now, yeah, again, 6 years of like building relationships and having enough people now who look out for me for work or any type of jobs. Or again, like currently I'm on the show Mayans. If you've seen Sons of Anarchy, it's a spinoff. NorCal Biker Gang, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at, right? So it's like now I get on these shows where I'm staffed. I have those 5 days a week, and then depending on who the assistant directors you are with, because those are my bosses. If you're the PA in the assistant director's department, those are my bosses. So like some of them are cool because they all were PAs, you know, who had to work their way up. They understand the grind, and especially with inflation and living in Los Angeles, sometimes I'm like, yo, I had an AD job like this day. I gotta go jump. Ed just called me last night.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Ed just called me. Like,
I'm sure they know.
oh, they know Ed. They
Yeah,
know
for
Ed.
sure.
They know B Media.
You got a call from Ed. Okay.
So then I'm just like, look, let's be honest. They're paying me, you know, way more than y'all paying me. Like I got a wife to feed, keep her happy. You know what I'm saying? I got a dog. You know, I'm like, I gotta go jump on this job. So, there is now. I'm at a point where I can kind of comfortably say no to things, because I know something else will come up. Another like joke, of course, for freelancing is when you're slow on work, book a vacation, because they'll call you right after that. You're out on vacation,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
It
so
happens
true,
every
yes.
time. You could not have a job for 2 months, and then as soon as I hop on the plane, like, yo, you free tomorrow? What are you doing? What are you doing tomorrow?
Yo.
Hey, I got a 3-day project next week. Are you available?
That's hella funny. That's happened to Diddy hella times.
Oh, what, revolt? Like jobs? Or
Just going on vacation, then getting hit up and blown up.
Oh, yeah.
Or coming here and say, I'm gonna come to your podcast, and then I got booked.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens, man. It happens. But like, again, it takes a lot to get there, right? Or like when I wasn't getting those jobs frequently, man, one time me and Ariel had to go. She's probably still mad at me for this, but we went to Joshua Tree to go hang out with some friends, and then I get an email, and it's a call sheet, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And it was for a Big Sean Janae Aiko video. And at that time, you know, I'm still getting my name around there. Like, you can't say no to those things. And these is shouts out to Nancy and Otibo, Mindworth Productions. They got me on that one without booking me. Like they was just like she probably shot me a text earlier that week, like, yo, potentially this will happen. But I get an emailed call sheet. This is at like 7 p.m. We just got to Joshua Tree. Oh, and I'm just like, I think it's a 7 a.m. call time the next day or what have you. And I'm just like, all right, babe, well, we're going to wake up at like 5 a.m. and drive back to LA because I got to take this, you know? And that was, you just couldn't. We both knew, like,
that's
I needed the bread.
You don't want to say no.
It was an opportunity. Didn't want to say no. Cool little name. It was a great video, too. That one was Body Language. If you go check that one out.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a great set, man. It was a great set. But yeah, the whole like poetic justice play, that was tight. That was like the whole theme of the video. But it's like, if you're not willing to do that type of stuff, people forget about you quick. They forget about you so quick. Mm-hmm. Like those things, like you guys coming down from LA, I mean, from the Bay to LA, like, right? Like, I'm sure that held a lot of weight with Yoni or even Ed and just other people you collaborate with. And you're just like, you know what? They did a lot for me. Like, I'm going to make sure I like, go the extra mile. If I have a job available, they're going to be the first call. Like, that shit goes a long way.
I mean, I'll tell you this, though. Before we actually did that drive, like, we would tell people, yeah, we'll come down from the Bay to LA.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit too well.
Because
it's like, don't want to call someone that's 4 hours away. If you forget something,
oh, for sure,
you're fucked. And then I'd rather just call someone that's local. It's,
yeah.
Here. So it's like, that was like a big kick in the ass. Like, yo, you all got to get down here. Like,
Yeah.
That's got to be the move.
It was more than one person saying it.
Yeah.
And, we were planning on it end of 2019 as well. And then, of course, the world kind of shut down for a couple years,
Yeah.
But we're out here now. So it's been great. I mean, it's just the fact that we're 7 minutes away from the studio and, I need something cool. I don't need to order it online. There's Film Tools 5 minutes away.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Film Tools.
It's just the whole,
RE.
just the nature.
You got everything in the valley.
Everything out here, man.
Yeah. This location.
Everything's in
yeah.
Again, being a truck PA, I've been to all of them. Yes, I've been to all of them.
So you know.
I know. And see, that was another thing too. It's like, go check in with those types of spots if you're trying to get into production. Everybody there is trying to do the same thing as you. I know a lot of people who work at some of the camera spots, and like, they're all like kind of on a rotation of like, oh, well, I got a call sheet tomorrow. Like somebody hit me for a day, so I'm gonna go grab that tomorrow. Somebody fills in the shift, so you can work at any of the rental houses, prop rentals, camera rentals, production rentals. All those places are like almost always hiring.
Yeah.
Because it's in such big demand, and there's always something filming that sometimes it's hard for them to keep up. Like they constantly need people, and then those people who got the production job finally that they wanted are on their way out.
Well, I'll tell you,
So that's another gem for anybody trying to get in.
Yeah, I have a lot of equipment, so if you guys ever need anything.
Also, we got Ulrich in the house as well.
No,
Who?
Ulrich, we love you, we miss you. Hasn't been the same since. It's only been better, right, Ed? I'm just kidding. Right? It's only been better.
Oh man,
We miss you, Ulrich. Hope everything's good, man.
So what's your what do you do for entertainment nowadays? You watch any movies by chance?
Oh, here you go. Don't get into the frames next.
Oh,
Don't get
no,
into
he
the
knows
frames.
what we're
It's a good
hinting
segue.
to.
I've been trying to be better because honestly, like, again, being in this like 5 days a week doing it, weekends, we're doing laundry. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just doing laundry. Like I'm running errands. Like I don't have time to watch a movie.
What about when you go to sleep?
TV.
Basketball?
Oh yeah, I'm watching basketball
Oh, yeah,
highlights
big
because I gotta
basketball
catch
guy.
up. I'm a big basketball
Yeah.
guy. I'm a commissioner in my fantasy league. I gotta tap in because there's money on the line. You know what I mean? There ain't no money on the line watching the films.
All right,
but
well,
I'm trying to get better.
I mean,
Well,
you
there's
just haven't
mu-
tapped
We're
into
trying
that
to get
market
back to
yet.
it. I
you
know, I
what
know.
I'm saying?
But I'll tell you
The
what's on the
TV's
line.
in the living room. All right, it's not in our bedroom. That's also the other point.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what's on the line right now.
Oh, here we go.
He knows what's coming.
Also,
ladies and
Marlon says, "What does Kwesi getting Kwesi mean?"
Oh God, I could get into that story.
All right, we'll get into it after the frames, but yeah, if you want to.
Why do we have?
What's
him
on the
in
line,
there?
Cash?
Kick him out.
Okay, so
Tell us
on the
what's
line, we have
Come on.
run it.
All expense paid trip to Cinepax.
Well,
To coffee and cake pairing.
coffee. No, okay, so
Come on.
we have your coffee mug that you're sipping out of.
Oh, Okay.
to possibly take it home.
Okay. All right. All right.
We have a hat. You score 4 out of 5. That's so the cup is 3 out of 5. You score 4 out of 5, you take a hat home.
God damn it. All right.
If
Pressure's
you
on.
score 5 out of 5 of these frames, which I doubt you will.
You take me to dinner.
Well, we're going to take you to dinner regardless, but you can win a hoodie. Now,
shit.
you also have Ed, who's a cheat code, in the chat. But you're not
Okay.
looking at the chat, so don't look at the chat.
Oh, don't look at the chat.
at
That's why you're facing this way.
Yes.
All right. So
So you can only ask for him once.
How many did Yoni get?
he didn't get no lifelines. Or wait, how many?
No,
did he
how many did
answer?
he get right?
3.
Damn.
I
No,
think
he didn't.
I think he went 2 or
He
3
got
out of
2.
5.
Was
He
it
didn't even
2?
get scream. I was screaming when he didn't get scream. I was like, "Are you for real, dog?" It's like it's a banshee's cloak.
He said he got 4. He's watching.
Oh, get
Okay,
him
I was
out of
like,
here. Get
what
him.
did
He
you get?
lying.
Hold on. Pull
I
up
don't like
the
when you
vibe. Pull the
lie.
vibe.
Yeah,
Let's watch the
We'll pull it,
episode.
we'll pull it.
All right,
Nah,
we'll pull it up later.
Yeah.
Nah,
All right, so
We got receipts.
let's run the
all right, so let's do it.
Oh man.
cut.
All right.
All right, we're here, ladies and gentlemen.
We are.
Guess that frame.
All right, so you heard the rules. You heard what's on the line. So we're gonna start off with our
Is that number 1?
first frame here.
That's number 1.
It almost doesn't look like a tennis court, but it looks like a tennis court.
I'm gonna guess King Richard.
Hey, let's go.
Dom
Thank you,
DeMarco.
OJ. You got the
DeMarco.
boards running.
Face
All right.
first.
That was easy.
Yeah, I know.
OJ went hard on you, though.
Damn.
So we're only going to give you that one.
Remember, you have one life.
Next frame.
That's it.
Sorry to bother you.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Yeah, one more guess.
I get one more
Only
guess.
2 guesses.
I'm gonna just say like the Zodiac Killer. I don't know.
Nope. He misses that
Oh,
one.
Ed has this in a treatment. If
Oh, get out of here.
It's in a treatment, and it is from Shot Deck. Shout out to Shot Deck. Hopefully, we'll be sponsoring us soon.
One day.
One day.
One day.
We all
What
hope
is it?
so.
What is
What
it?
is it?
It is from Kong Skull Island.
Oh my God, Skull Island. Damn.
you couldn't tell by the color grade, man. Come on.
I don't even think I watched Skull Island. I'm gonna be real.
I tried to guess
That's not
it.
the one with Adrian Brody, is it? No.
I don't think so.
That's the second one, right?
I don't know. I
This
haven't,
one with,
even, I
like-
haven't even seen this.
Isn't like John C. Riley in this one? Or I don't even remember.
the
Anyway.
only detail I looked at was the computer that he was on. It was super old.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
was trying to remember a black person on a computer.
That's
super
why I said
old.
sorry to bother you.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
you can't
right.
you can't hate on me for that guess. If you've seen that movie too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is 1 for 2 on
Damn,
Guess That
50%
Frame.
from the field is still Shaq numbers.
All right, let's go.
That's still Shaq
here,
numbers.
Here comes number 3.
Third frame.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get reamed for this.
Yes.
God damn it.
Where's that chat?
This ain't no. That's not Don't Be a Menace.
That's what I said. That's what I said. That was a good guess, though.
That's not a technical guess. I said it's not Don't Be a Menace.
Does not count towards.
We'll let that slide.
Is this Boys in the Hood?
Nope.
No.
I said that too. That's funny.
This looks very Singleton. It's not Juice. He got the Cortez.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
like how you
just
cleared the chat. Clear the chat.
I'm just like he got the.
Remember, you have a lifeline if you want to use it, but you only got one.
All right, whoever was in the chat with it,
Yeah.
they can hit me with it right now.
Chat is not.
Well,
responding
we
right
already everyone seemed to have left the chat. If you look at upvotes, yeah. See, they're gone.
Fuck them, dude. You know. I'm just kidding.
No,
Sorry, fans. We love our fans.
We cleared the chat. That
We
way
love
you
our
couldn't,
fans.
You couldn't cheat.
God, this is killing me.
10 more seconds on the clock. It is
Oh, I didn't even know this was timed. All right.
now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you want to pass? You want a lifeline?
No lifeline, but I was just seeing a live audience.
Ariel don't know this. She's
Okay,
she,
so
man.
she takes the L with you then.
Damn.
All right, what was it? What was it, OJ?
What is it?
It is Do the Right Thing.
Keone got it. Ulrich had it in the
I'm
chat as well.
stupid.
He was on the wrong coast.
I know. Well, it didn't look. Yeah. God damn.
All right,
it.
so what are we?
awesome.
1 for 3. 1 for 3.
He's
Yeah,
1
one
for
for
3.
Still, if you
ladies
guess
and
the
One for
next
three,
two,
so.
if
One
you get
for
the
three
next
right now.
So if you guess the next two right, you take home that mug.
Hey, that's
It's
good.
about
That's
being
good
on
in
the
baseball.
spot.
1 for 3 is good in baseball.
I'm trash under pressure right now.
1 for 3 is good for baseball.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, next frame.
All right, next one coming up.
You're not getting it. I picked this one out specifically, so you
You
cannot
picked
get
this?
it. Yeah.
This looked like a photo I shot.
I already told you, man. Don't take it out on him. All right.
Hey, you can blame Justin Jones because we was a little too easy on him.
He
yesterday.
went Wild Wild West with the yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh
5
my
of 5.
God. Really?
He went
Damn.
5 of 5. Yeah.
Well, DPs, man. He better
Yeah.
know the frame.
Exactly.
He better know the frame.
I think he secretly works at Shot Deck.
Should we? Yeah. Should we give it? Should we,
He might.
Let me get a hint. This
Yeah,
could
should
be
we
like any horror film ever.
okay.
That's your first clue. Dun, 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 dun.
It's not a horror film.
It's not.
It's not a horror film.
Oh shit.
Wait, is it really not?
Nope.
You don't know what it is? You didn't hear? Good. Okay.
No, I didn't hear
It's
nothing.
action.
Okay.
Future.
Terminator?
Futuristic.
Ooh, that is a good guess, but
Uh,
the Terminator.
damn it.
Close. Good guess, but guess.
RoboCop?
Are we using a lifeline? Let's see.
Oh, he said RoboCop.
Nope.
Nope. Damn.
He lost his frame.
I lost this frame.
Yeah.
Dude, just move on.
Tell it.
'Cause
Tell
I'm.
it.
It is from The Matrix.
It is.
No, that's not the
Yeah.
Damn, that's Keanu.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm so
I
mad.
feel good.
See,
I'm so mad.
I picked that.
I'll
specifically.
That's
recap
like-
that
yeah.
chat. Yeah.
That's very not telling of the Matrix.
course,
You know what I mean?
of
Yeah, like
course.
damn.
All right, I forgot the last one.
Y'all don't make this easy. I'll
here.
give you that much.
If that was Green Blood, then we would have known it. was
Yeah,
Matrix,
yeah,
you
y'all
know,
do not
back
make
a couple
this
ones
easy.
If
I'll
you don't
give
get
that.
this one, I'm gonna be mad.
Is that fire in his hand? What is it?
Can you see it?
Kind of. I'm trying to see whose face it is.
I don't.
It's not limitless, is it?
Nope.
Is that a guess?
Yeah, I guess it's a guess.
Yes.
I'm the worst.
Yes. We're not giving out free
I
merch.
know, no free merch today.
But if you'd like to buy some, go to our store at this image.
Yeah.
You should drop it right now. I think I have to buy something. Is how like this
Yeah.
is turning out, right? Like I have
so
to
yeah,
buy it.
exactly. If you only guess one, yeah, exactly. I'm just kidding.
It's not. The hand is throwing me off.
Do you know?
No, she saw the chat. That's why.
His mom's texting me. She guessed Do the Right Thing and The Matrix in real time.
How did she?
You
My
guys should've
mom
had
did
your
this.
mom
This is crazy.
On
Mom,
on
are you for
standby.
real? Damn.
She made a guess on this one.
It's not Fifth Element. God
Is it?
damn it.
Is that a guess?
That's a guess. I'm just getting thrown. That's not,
Which-
but it's not.
Which fast movie is it? Ulrich says in the chat.
Oh my god.
He thinks it's Vin Diesel.
Yeah, right.
It's
Well,
not
I
Vin
thought it
Diesel.
was Statham.
It's not Vin Diesel. It's not Statham.
I thought it was Statham at first.
Should we let your mom?
Yeah, my mom gets to
Mom-
guess this
Mom
one.
says The Professional or a Fast and Furious.
It's not The Professional either.
Yeah. I'll give you
I
the
gave my
biggest
mom
hint.
that one.
If you guys were watching any of our episodes before, it was on a previous episode.
God damn it. Y'all re-rocking frames right now?
Not the same
That's okay.
frame.
That's
I know, but shoot.
And if you were paying extra close attention,
Yeah.
it was on Keone's.
Ah,
Ooh, you just gave a big hint. Now everyone's gonna go back to Keone's
I
episode.
know.
He already didn't win shit.
I know.
Sorry.
No, Ed, you don't have to worry about the face. It's just the frame. That's what we're okay.
They're saying they can't see the whole
How
frame.
about
But
this?
literally, they're only
Well,
missing like
But
the right eyebrow.
We'll give you some clues on the context of this frame. Okay, he's bleeding.
He's in a pool of blood.
He's in a pool of blood. He's shot.
yeah.
He's wearing a uniform.
That is a uniform.
I'm just gonna make another bad guess.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
Boondock Saints, cause that's my shit.
I like
bleeding
Boondock
people and
Saints.
getting
Yes,
shot.
yes,
That's my
but
shit.
no, you're
but
wrong.
I know I'm wrong.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Good try, everybody. We
Just
even
keep
stumped.
saying-
We even stumped the chat. So I'm excited about that.
What's up with my chat, man? Y'all getting them wrong with me.
Oh
You
shit!
got what's up with my chat? We
somebody
got
got
like
it.
one.
Someone got it.
We got one in
Someone
the
got it.
chat.
Someone just got it.
What
was
Asia
it?
in the chat. Saving Private Ryan.
Oh my god.
That's a hard one. Because
is
it
hard.
almost looks not as old as
Yeah.
the movie.
Oh
Well,
no, yeah.
I remember this exact frame. That's why. So,
Well,
when
Damn,
the sniper
y'all
got
some
shot.
bangers in here. I'm definitely.
Oh, you know what? This is
Sleep.
Vin Diesel. I'm tripping. He
No, you're lying.
He
He
was
was
in
in Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, he
For
was.
real?
He was the one who got shot by the sniper and tried to draw other people out.
That's crazy.
so that has Vin Diesel?
Yes, that is. So
You were trying to laugh at my guy.
Yeah.
So you thought it was-
Wait, Ulrich was the one who said it was Vin Diesel, right? Like,
yeah. But he said
man.
fast
I
shit
had to
though.
doubt you.
He was
Hey.
talking about wrong.
Oh, like this
Either
couldn't
way.
be Toretto. Like this couldn't be Toretto. Come on, dog. He's in a coverall. He just got hit by a car or a spaceship. I don't know where they're at in the new ones now.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh man. Well, anyway, that was our segment.
Start saying, yeah.
Oh, it was 4 frames. I thought it was 5.
No, that was 5.
That was 5.
That was
Damn.
You got 2 out
I
of 5.
sucked 5
Yeah.
times. Perfect.
Nah, me, you got
No, you
like
got two.
one.
I got 2.
got one.
I got one.
You got one.
Yeah, I was like, don't give me credit. I
All right,
got
make
one.
sure you put
OJ
that coffee
keeping it real.
mug back in the sink.
Okay,
Make sure you
yeah.
wash it,
Not
put it
normal.
away.
I got to do the rest of the dishes. That's what happens when you lose. Damn.
Awesome. Awesome.
Don't we have a podcast to talk about?
I think
God,
so,
who worry
yeah.
about these frames, man?
Hey, you know,
Worry about these frames.
That's it for Guess That Frame.
We had to wrap
Appreciate
it
it.
Oh man, that was great. Thank you guys in chat for.
Well, I went on
hopping in there
record.
as well.
The worst attempt at guess that frame thus far. Crunch the numbers after this. I probably had the worst attempt.
We'll go
Yeah,
back in
I
the
think-
bots.
Yeah.
Ed said give you a pencil, but we'll get you a pen.
Perfect. I
All
can
right,
use a pen. I can use a pen.
There you go.
Yeah, I can use a pen.
Anyway, go. that was I guess that frame segment, but
Competitive, man. This shit hurts.
oh
Shit
man,
hurts.
I mean, 1 from 5.
All
1
right,
from
Yoni.
5 from the field is
Horrible.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty damn bad. No matter what sport you play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Someone
Maybe
say,
cricket. I don't know.
I don't know. Someone say you're in a ret.
Yeah.
So
Yoni's
let's-
gonna
let's,
hold this
uh,
over me forever.
let's boost your spirits a little
Okay,
bit.
please.
Tell me about a time that you got the best compliment you've ever gotten.
On set
Sure.
or shoot.
If it pertains to your profession, cool. If not, it doesn't have to.
The best compliment. Huh.
That really stuck with you. Like it could be something as simple as like, hey, like you made my day better or whatever, you know, and why that meant something to you. I don't know.
Ed said Kwesi has no sauce, so can you make sure you explain.
You guys know about the block feature, right? On Twitch and stuff. There's,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think that's
you want
perfect
my
for his
laptop?
name. I could click it. It'll give. That's the best moment.
I'll tell you what. Okay, so
No.
let's mix it up. You wanted to tell me about the story. Why? What does Kwesi song Kwesi mean?
Well, here you
This
go
one's- this
again
one's
on
from
like
Marlon.
lower budget music videos and stuff.
It's where all good stories come from.
One of the call sheets that got sent out to me was I'm not gonna name names. Producer, good friend of ours, me and Marlon's. He put the like prelim out, but then he put under the assistant director like Kwesi, getting Kwesi's last name. All right. The call sheet goes out. I guess that was still on there. I don't remember. But what had happened was they released the trailer for the music video. The teaser. You already know after they put the fake MPAA, like, oh, here's the credits or whatever. Directed by, produced by, first assistant director, Kwesi getting Kwesi. I was like, who type, like, you really copy and pasted for real, like, to not even see that. Whose name is Kwesi getting Kwesi? So then after
I
that,
would have copy and
Marlon.
pasted though too. Though.
No, but come on, getting Kwesi. You're not like nobody.
It's not my last name.
Like, what do they call it when you go by one name, a mononym or whatever? Like that's not even a
never heard
mononym.
it.
Like, come on, dog. Like Kwesi getting Kwesi.
It could be your book name.
and you publish that. So then after that, Marlon was like, "Oh, we got KGK on set. Everybody, we got KGK coming in. Kwesi getting Kwesi. Everybody." So like, it's his running joke every time I run into him on set. It's Kwesi getting Kwesi. Kwesi getting Kwesi. People.
I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So dumb. Just people not checking, crossing their T's, dotting their I's.
I mean,
yeah.
you know, it could have been your last name, but they should have checked with you first.
That's what I said. Like, y'all got my number. You could just easily hit me up,
Text you, "Hey, by the
text
way."
me, email me, you know, all of that.
I wonder.
Hey Kwesi, you're just checking. Your last name is getting Kwesi.
That's it. That's it. It's getting Kwesi. Yeah, my parents couldn't think of anything else, so they decided getting Kwesi. Yeah. It's gonna be a middle and last name, yeah. But I mean, to go back to your other question, I'd say the best thing I heard from somebody was just like, they're like, dude, you're like so calm on set. Like, I don't know how you do it. I'm just like, why would I be stressed?
Do you ever have to raise
Like
your
what?
voice? You think? You feel like?
Oh, there's been a couple times, for sure.
You were just talking about that pre-show
Yeah, my
before
God.
the show.
Oh yeah,
Right.
some music
now we need
videos
to
I
talk
gotta
about
get there. But you know, again too, it's like a spot where like I'll see myself getting a little annoyed or like agitated, and then I gotta kind of take a step back and be like, all right, like again, I don't know what this person's going through. I don't like they don't know what I'm going through right now. And then 3 is the added frustration sometimes of like I hate to say again, like those bigger shows show you like how a well-oiled machine should run. So then when things aren't going that way because like respective departments aren't doing their job, it's like we're all adults here. I'm not gonna be badgering you about how you should be doing your work, but you should probably be doing your work a little bit better. So here I am getting frustrated that we're behind on something that could have easily been avoided, but you're just not being an adult about your job title. And that sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hit you more with the like, ouch, like that. I'm just like, you know, like you hurt dad. Like I try to hit you with that disappointment, like, you know,
son,
like
you
we
could've done better.
got this shot, but it's next time.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it right next time, right?
Yeah,
You're
like
gonna get more than 1 out of 5 next time.
like, yeah, exactly. You're gonna get more than one frame. It's a little too soon,
Too
Mike.
soon,
It's
too
a little
soon.
too soon, Mike.
I apologize.
Oh, we're cool.
You know, hey,
But
I will. Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
But yeah, that's more like the where you're just like, all right, you're gonna do better next time. I know you will. They're like, damn, I fucked that up. Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. So would you say like your babysitting back in the day correlates very closely with your
For sure.
as an AD?
for
Sometimes you have to
sure.
babysit.
I mean, like, I got into that too, though, because, like, I got 3 younger siblings. My mom didn't have another kid after me until I was 17. So I was like, my siblings now are, what, 12, 10, and 8? But I didn't, when I moved 6 years ago, you know, that's 2, 4, and 6. I'm hard at math. I'm bad at math. That's why I got into the visual arts.
It's a lot of getting Kwesis.
Yeah, but it was like, you know, I helped raise them, and it was tough for me to leave and like go to LA. That was kind of why I waited a little bit longer. Like my little sister was just turning 2 and stuff. Like I wanted to make sure she knew who I was before I left, because that would have been a tough pill to swallow. Like coming back and forth and like don't even know I'm their brother. You know?
That's crazy.
So that kind of is we were talking about earlier. Like, oh, I wish I should have moved sooner or did this, that, and the third. But again, like there was a reason I moved when I moved too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like what you said, the plan, right? Where even though it may have benefited your career, if you would have moved sooner, it may not have benefited your personal life.
Yeah, that
or
would have hurt.
family
You know.
life, yeah.
But
How important is that work-life balance? How important is that balance, you know, to get that time with your significant other and your family and yourself?
yeah,
essentially?
again, like once I got into the scripted world of it all, it was just like, damn, crossing my camera. No, I'm just kidding. But
all good.
yeah, getting into the scripted world when you're starting to do 5 days a week. These are like 4-month runs, so that's 60 plus hours weekly, you know. And then again, I only have Saturday and Sunday. Usually Saturday is going to be a rest day, like you're sleeping in because I don't have a 4 a.m. call time, you know. So
Yeah.
you're like keeping it till like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Then you're doing your adulting, and then Sunday's like kind of a R&R day. But what me and Ariel do is, you know, I do these runs of 4 or 5 months on a show. Like, for example, Mayans, we started in end of November, and they're going to go till April, end of April. So that's a huge, like, commitment, right? After a show wraps, me and her go on a, like, quick little vacay or something, because I'm, like, worn to death from just putting in all these hours. It's a lot of hours on your feet, like, literally. Like I average like 15,000 steps a day
Oh yeah.
when I'm on set, you know? That's another thing a lot of people don't like factor in when they're thinking about entering this field. I'm like, you got to kind of be in good physical shape because it's going to wear your body down. It's going to try its hardest to wear your body down.
I like that.
So you got to have preventatives, right, set in place. So me and her, it's just like after Mines is like done, we're going to the Philippines. I'm going to Bali. Like,
And you're gonna get a bunch of calls and emails.
Hey, I'm gonna get so
Hey,
many.
I need you tomorrow
I'm gonna
for
get
3
so
days.
many.
Need you tomorrow.
Oh my god, we got a special guest in the house. Marlon getting Marlon, everybody. Marlon getting Marlon. Get up, stand up, say hi to the camera. Hurry
Man,
up.
you're
Come
live,
on, live
man.
studio
Get in
audience,
here.
man.
Come on,
Get in
You
here.
expect me
Get
to
in
talk
the
while you're
audience.
sneaking around like
We
that?
got episode 5.
Episode 5 just showed
yes.
up.
Episode 5.
Come on.
We're just gonna call him that from now on.
Episode-
Episode
Thanks for coming,
5 's here,
Marlon.
everybody.
So
He just
excited.
dodged all the
go.
cameras,
Did you
so-
text Ariel?
No, he texted me.
I was like, cause she got him, so I was like, oh.
Man, welcome
Sorry,
in,
where were
welcome
we
in.
at? So
going-
I think it's important to take those breaks because like mentally you're just going through it, or like again you're just doing that same thing every day. So like all I'm in is like, oh, Mayans, or like whatever we got going on, and that's when you just go back and just reset physically, emotionally, mentally.
Yeah,
'Cause
reset.
sometimes it's tough. Like I get it on her side of things. We've had to talk through a lot of it. Just like I'm just not around. I'm just not there. Like we don't have the time to spend together. But she holds me down. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of people don't have that in a partner.
Do you want to say any words to that? Like, to support that?
I mean, yeah, going.
Come on in.
Yeah, come over.
Come on in. Come on in. Ariel's coming in.
The relationship, I knew that this was what he wanted to do, even though he wasn't in it yet. So, hey everybody. So I just knew that we both had a path. I also started out in entertainment and in the news, and I kind of knew what that grind looked like. So I knew what I signed up for, and it has been hard, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. It's a lot cooler to see the end result than to, take that away from him. And we do better when we support each other anyway.
What's one big take that you can provide as far as Kwesi's career? Like, what's something that you do or that you help him out in his career?
Oh my God, too much. This is gonna be a whole other
Literally
podcast.
everything. No, I mean, I think it's just the support. Like, really, he'll come home and maybe he needs to vent. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it at all. But just being there and supporting him, like, the whole way through, and just knowing that this one day, it'll calm down. But for now, it's going to be a grind.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
Real clap. There you
speaking of all of the above, I know you're starting a podcast as well. So
go. Yeah.
definitely, and you're executive producer.
Oh
producer,
yeah,
helping
we could give
out?
it. We could slap it on that title.
Yeah, you can slap a couple titles, but the
slap a couple
point
titles
being-
around. But obviously, we have some experience in this field. You guys are probably the most heavily tied into podcasts of
Yeah.
folks that I personally know. But just at the end of the day, it's production, right?
Yeah.
It's producing something.
A lot of
So,
support though. We got some. You got Ed in chat and Ulrich in chat saying Ariel beast on set, so badass
Oh,
on
yeah.
set. So
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you for
Oh,
your
yeah.
for your answers. And just so we can shout it out real quick, where can we find that podcast? Just through your Instagram when it does
Yeah, you
come
see,
out.
keep in touch with mine.
Yeah.
Ariel as well. It's Ariel Marie SB, correct?
Speaking of
Ariel
Instagram,
Marie SB, yeah.
We
in,
have
in the chat. So
Oh yeah, we could run.
your Instagram already
yeah.
up here. And
A lot of it.
tell us go through some of your work.
Yeah, I mean, I started a personal account for after a while of just like kind of like meshing everything I was doing all in one thing.
Is this that?
This is my personal account. The
Oh,
other
wait,
one
so
was
we have
like
the wrong
where,
one.
yeah, that's more where like my music lies now. But this was kind of like my personal diary for a little bit. So a lot of it's all my own photography.
So where's your business one? Or
Well,
where's
this is it. I'm trying to be better about it currently. This year it's a big thing to just kind of up my social media presence again, because another thing I think a lot of people coming into this industry get caught up on is how like social media is what's gonna make them. But as I worked in this industry, everybody I knew who's been deep in this don't even have social media. They don't have an Instagram. They maybe have a Facebook.
Yeah.
Like their work wasn't dependent on Instagram. So
But is
I
that
made it.
because the generation that they were?
To a degree, but I knew people who were, presently doing it and just don't have Instagrams. Because at first, as somebody was coming up and an aspiring assistant director, I would see these videos that these guys were doing who arguably could maybe have less experience than me, but they were getting jobs that I would want, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this dude doesn't have anything on his Instagram. Like, I was posting this and that. I was showing people I was doing this. And I'm like, okay, well, why do I care so much about my Instagram than actually like doing something, you know? So I made it a point one day. I was just like, I kind of got off social media. I wasn't trying to be on it all the time, asking for jobs. Because in that same respect, how I told you earlier, I was just cold emailing people about work. I was doing the same thing in DMs on like Instagram or Twitter even, or any other social media platform, and it wasn't paying dividends. You know, it didn't get me to the next spot that I thought I should be at.
It's interesting.
So I was just like, let's see if I can get my connections built up offline and just in real life, because that was the baseline of how I knew how to build relationships anyway, and from what I had seen from other successful people like that did, you know, they did the groundwork, and that was how they got their work. So why couldn't I do that too? And it actually it did work for me. It works differently for everybody, right? I think social media is a great tool if you use it solely as a tool, or like really use the analytics and get into your insights and stuff. But a lot of people just kind of get lost in the sauce, and it's just things don't make sense
I'm
on
lost
the
in the
page.
sauce
Yeah,
right now.
like where I'm at on my page definitely kind of looks like I'm lost in the sauce. But I don't post. I'm literally just posting on my stories.
You can go
most
look
of the
at
time.
my IG, and I'm everywhere, dude. I'm DITing, I'm producing, I'm directing, I'm editing, I'm crane hopping, I'm just.
But that's good for your business because you do actually encompass all of those things.
Yeah,
So it's more about just like targeting your approach. So like
But I
that's
also want
kind
to
of
direct too. It's like it's like if I go pitch to people in my social media shows that I do all these things. If I go pitch, I want to be a director.
Yep.
They're gonna be like, well, do you actually direct? Well,
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like social media is unfortunately your calling card right now,
Yeah.
and it's pretty.
Well, I think it should be your website, right? Like that's also how I told you mine's outdated. I'm gonna update it with where I want people to be directed to. You know, you can always tag, of course, and like link your social media to it. I think your social media would be great as showing everything you can do, and then your website would be like, I'm a director, so come to me for.
I don't even have a personal website.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So differentiate the two, I think, would be huge for your business. Because that's my issue right now. I'm still selling myself as what was a documentarian and photographer, like when I was.
Can you say that again in a
shooting
nutshell?
Just again, the personal from business, right? I think a lot of people who use social media as what they think a business tool are blending the two together of their personal life with what they should be selling to people. So it's like, if your social media is portraying you doing all these things, DIT, camera operating, editing, podcasting, that's great. But then you should have one spot that is telling people this is what I do and this is what I'm going to do, and like not only do, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like targeting that approach. Like,
Yes, I agree.
It's like, well, here's the one-stop shop. If you want to see the other things I do, here's a tab for that. You know, like, here's another tab for that. So that's where I'm gonna have to revamp my website, because currently it's like all the music videos just under each other. I have none of my commercial work on there. Like it's all like it's got to be.
It's got to get updated.
Yeah, and again, because there's a producer for everything, right? Like if I have a commercial producer wants to hit me, like boom, they'll have something. If I had, because this is when I was doing like event photography. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to shop myself as that, because that was what was paying the bills at the time. I would do concerts and.
Here's one thing I like Ed does on his website. He categorizes all his genres.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool, because it kind of specifies, oh, you're looking for, you know, a robot arm, or you want some motion control. All right, here's my reel.
Yep, exactly. And that's kind of where maybe I'm stealing it from Ed. I'm not going to give him all
We're
the credit.
stealing that sauce, Ed,
like-
even though it can't be duplicated, okay?
But that's like, for example, right here, what you're looking at, like this is when I was doing a lot of rap and rap music videos, or like hip hop events, or just concerts. So I was tailoring whoever was looking for that, like tailoring my look to that. So it is just shaping it to what you want to do, you know? Eventually I want to just have more of my commercial reel on there, because that's what's going to pay the bills, right? As an AD, like I just want more of my commercial work on there. So any producer who needs an AD for a commercial, they're going to be like, oh, that's the guy. Like, look at that.
Definitely.
So just making it easier for people. Because, yeah, as I said, it's all my music video work when you go to that segment or that page.
So yeah, let's look ahead to the future here.
Yes.
And get our last looks in here. Looking ahead to the future, what is next for Kwesi going Kwesi?
Kwesi getting Kwesi,
Getting Kwesi.
baby. Kwesi getting Kwesi. Marlon getting Marlon. Down the line, I'm trying to... So currently, I'm gathering my days to become a union AD, so an assistant director in the DGA. That takes 600 PA days. Then I have to do what they call third area. So that's 400 days of being an assistant director outside of wherever I want my home base to be. So it would probably be Los Angeles. So then the third area city would be like Atlanta, San Francisco, New Mexico, etc. So just other spots that fall under that. Then I would be in. And then from there, I would have to work my way from being like a second assistant director to then putting in days from that and then saying, okay, I want to be a first or I want to be the second, or you could come in as a second, but yeah, so that's the current grind I'm on. I'm only like 300 days into the PA side of it because I got in 2020. So like that's why nobody sees me. I'm just head down until I get those days. And then how Ariel mentioned, like it'll all be worth it in the end, but it's going to be a grind.
Yeah.
Until then. So I'm working on that. And then I'm trying to make more space to be available as a non-union AD, just because, again, living in Los Angeles, we got to pay some bills. But, like, that also brings some great experiences, too, because there's some times where I got to say no to a lot of things. Like, I got some jobs potentially that I'm looking forward to this year already lined up, crossing my fingers, but, like, that travel me to places I would never thought I'd go in this world. So looking forward to those. And, yeah, just trying to be a better person, improving every year, more trips with this one. And that's what 2023 got. Yeah, hopefully more features too. We're going to manifest that, more feature films coming up.
Manifest it for real, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that's going to happen.
How in advance are you sending out your trips? Like, you plan?
Yeah, we plan. Ariel can know, like, everything always could have an audible called into it. But you learn to travel. There's a skill to traveling anyhow, and how you book things. Utilizing like credit card points and like things of that nature, so that cancellations aren't gonna bite you in the ass, or like
Not
you're
the
gonna
rewards.
Yeah, exactly. Get them frequent flyer miles and stuff. But yeah, like even the job I'm just talking about right now, like we have that trip planned in March, and then it's like I got hit up for a job in March. Like the first week that we were supposed to fly out. So that may pivot. We might have to switch some flights around, and we'll go do that job and then meet in the Philippines. But any way you look at it, we're blessed. So
I love that.
that's really all I boil it down to. I'm just happy to do what I love,
Yeah. I love that perspective. I love the knowledge you gave us today. A couple jokes in the meantime, some crazy
Come on,
stories.
bro.
So that was amazing. So do you guys have anything else to add?
I mean, I just want to say I loved getting Kwesi today. So
Yeah. No, it was fire. Thank you so much. It was really a blast.
Yeah.
Also,
Thank
Ariel
you
for
guys,
being in the
man.
building, Marlon for stopping by and providing some
Late.
vibes as well. So
probably buying us dinner tonight for sure. He said,
but,
yeah.
but it's all good. So everybody that's watching from home or wherever you're at on YouTube, Twitch, etc., thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure you go give a follow over to Kwesi at his social media, Instagram /QuesGod and
QuesGod, baby.
QuesGod, baby. So we'll see you on the next one, episode 7.
Thank you, Cinema Junkies, man.
get our
Cinema
sponsors in.
Junkies,
Yep.
baby.
Our sponsors for today, we had Improvised Rentals. We also had Brown Harmony and Coffee Meets Cake. I
Coffee Meets
believe.
Cake coming
Coffee
soon
Meets
to
Cake,
a production near you.
Definitely. So, and again, Instagram's the best place to find you, right?
Oh, yeah.
All
Hit
right.
me.
It's right there in the chat, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Send him a DM. Pull up in his DM. Deliver some sauce. What else? What else can we get?
I got whatever you need. One-stop shop.
One stop shop, baby.
Slide
Let's
on
go.
me.
Right
Slide
now.
on me. Yeah.
I love it. So let me go ahead and start this here.
Doing another raid.
Yeah, we're doing a raid, guys. So make sure you stick around. We're going to go raid the Reluctant Hermit. Go say hi. Go drop those raid messages in chat.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Let's go. Cinema Junkies.
Episode 7.
Come on.
All right.